Hey, what's up? This video is for you guys who have questions about the DIY mummy costume that I did last year for Halloween. So I'll just try to briefly touch base with how I made it and some suggestions if you want to try it yourself so that it goes smoothly for you. So it's constructed out of a cotton linen type material. I actually used these bags here. You can also use yourself just a generic cotton fabric. You can get it pretty cheap from a fabric store, like $1.99, $2.99 a yard, because you're just going to tear it up anyways. So I'll cut this up real quick. Okay. So you want the straps or the threads to be long so that they go all the way around your body. So I cut them the long ways. I used my fingers as just like a measuring guide so that when you cut in the strips that they're going to be even. That way it looks, pretty like realistic. So you just cut a little bit at the end and tear. Cut a little bit at the end and tear. So that's the technique that you use to create the actual wrapping of the mummy. So here's the top. This is what you would do. You're going to start at the bottom. Well, first off, this is created on top of a long john material. I've just gone ahead and sewn the strips on there along the top. So you start at the bottom of the shirt. You'll need to, before you start with that, you'll need to cut the arms from the underarm area all the way down. That way you can sew the strips on top of it. So starting at the bottom, you'll want to sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, all the way till you get to the top. I've also gone ahead and put this side zipper in there. You can find those at your local fabric store. They're pretty easy to find. You're going to get this color. So this is important. So what you want to do is you're going to dye these strips. You'll take a bunch of tea bags, put them in a big pot, take them to your stove, boil the water, let it get hot, and then you soak these strips in there. So after the strips have dyed and take color, I actually suggest doing like 2 different color baths. That way you have different colors in the strips and it doesn't look just like one uniform color. I dyed these a few times with different methods, so it gives it unique color and character. So you'll do that, dye them, remove any extra moisture. Once you've done that, take the strips, put them in the dryer, and dry them on a high heat until all the moisture is removed. Once you do that, all the strips are going to kind of be bunched up together and tangled up together. So that's how I created the piece for the neck that kind of hangs free and wraps around like that. It has the ripped edges and frays, and it looks like old bandage material. So for the actual suit, the long johns, if you go with long johns, I like the long johns because they're form-fitting, and it's going to look like you're wearing nothing but bandaging. If you have it over like jeans or anything like that, heavy, it's not going to work, and it's not going to be very skinny. You're not going to look like a mummy. So I suggest getting a pair of long johns one size larger than what you need. That way you're going to be able to get in them, because these are very, very tight. I had to actually cut the sides so I could fit in them, but I did cover that with bandaging. You're going to need to split the side legs all the way up from underneath like the crotch area down to the leg. That way you can sew the strips on. Again, you're going to start from the bottom, sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, overlap, sew a strip, overlap, all the way until you get up to the top. And then when you get to the top, you're just going to sew the strips around all the way until the waist. So that's what that looks like. What I did is, since they're so tight to get into, I didn't sew them back up. I left about 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches open at the bottom. That way I could push my foot through there. And what you can do is just staple them once you're in the costume. Staple or pin them. It should stay on just fine. So, and I've gone ahead and added, you can see roaches on there. And it just adds a little creepy effect. So there you have it. There is the DIY mummy costume that you can certainly make yourself. I mean, it is time consuming, but you're going to have amazing results, and everyone's going to die over your costume. So if you have any more questions, feel free to send me a comment. Thanks. Bye.